With exercise 17 vowel count, we're going to write a static method named vowel count, and it's going to accept a string as parameter, and we want to return an array of integers representing the counts of each vowel of the string. So continue reading this if you don't get the instructions, and we have an example right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make the new array that we're going to be returning. So we have int, and then arr is equal to new int, where we pass in the size. And what is the size? Well, the size is based on how many vowels we have. How many vowels we got? We have A, E, I, O, U. That is 4. So 5. Okay, can't count. We're doing coding video, not math, even though math is related to coding. Okay, forget about that. We have 5 right here, and this is because we have 5 vowels. Now we're going to want to run through our entire our string right here, so we can pass it into our array. We want to examine each character of the string. So we're going to do int a is equal to 0, and to go through each character, we're going to run this as long as a is less than or str.length. Now with arrays, we can just leave it like this, but with strings, it's a bit different because we have to actually call a function, and so we have to have these parentheses. Don't forget about the parentheses. So we have a is less than or str.length, parentheses, and then we do a plus plus, you know, the drill. Inside of this for loop, we are going to have our conditions. And this is because we have multiple things that we need to check for. We have A, E, I, O, and U. We have to check for all of these individually. So if the str, which is our string name, right? If the dot char at the character at the 8th index, so the index that's based off here, if it is equal to the character A, right, then we just want to increment at the 0th index. So we're going to have a rr, our 0th index, and then just plus plus, and then we can end this. So this is going to be our first if statement. Otherwise, we're going to check for something else. So if it is E, that's our next one. And this should be at the 1th index, or the first index, 1th. And then we're going to do this for I. So we have A, E, I, it's going to be 2. You can just code along with me. Basically just copying and pasting, it's the easiest thing to do. A, E, I, O, and then U. Now there's one thing that we also need to check for other than this. So take a second while I finish up to try to spot it. Of course, we're going to close up our for loop, and then we're just going to return our array once we're done. And the thing that we have to do before we do any of this is to convert it to lowercase. Or we can do it individually here, but the easiest way to do it is set our str equal to str dot to lowercase. So we automatically cast this as a lowercase before we even use it. Let's submit this. We passed only 1 out of 4 tests, so let's see what we did wrong here. It's because I didn't update these. So let's update these now. We've passed 4 out of 4 tests. That's how I go about solving for this practice exercise.